The Spivey family did all the right things when buying their home. They ordered a building report and bought extra insurance. But that still wasn't enough to protect them from a dodgy wall the previous owner had built that's destroyed their backyard. They want their story to be a lesson for us all.
Won't be using this summer, will we? Come on. It's very depressing.
They haven't had a swim in the Spivey pool for some time.
No family barbecues this summer.
You could practically walk on this water. The sludge is so thick.
It's just a nightmare, isn't it? Absolute nightmare.
All thanks to the water feature Mother Nature gave them.
I was terrified, absolutely terrified.
The backyard gave way in a storm, giving them a slippery slide they didn't want.
All I heard was a tremendous crash, and I just flew out of bed, came down, and my first thought was the safety of my son.
Emma's boy Kieran lives downstairs near the wall.
It's like an earthquake, mate, eh? I didn't know what hit. Mum came screaming down the stairs and opened the door and was like, what's going on?
And his father Andrew says the pool has to remain full as its weight is holding back any further collapse.
It must be breeding all sorts of stuff in there.
Yes.
You don't want to fall in, you'll have an infection for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
A nightmare for this family, but a warning for anyone who owns a property, regardless of whether you have a pool or not. The backyard of this Avoca Beach home on the New South Wales Central Coast used to be lovely, until the retaining wall came down and Kieran, who happens to be a builder, noticed something.
Well, firstly, that should never have been just a single skin brick wall.
So just a single row of bricks, isn't it?
Yeah, just single row of bricks, just holding all this weight back.
When the wall came down, then we found out at that point that the wall was not compliant. And we had no idea that it was illegal. Absolutely no idea it was illegal.
The wall was already there when they decided to buy the place, and their pest and building report at the time said,
It says here very clearly the brick walls around the pool appear in sound condition.
clearly not too sound. Anyway, because it was an illegal structure, their house insurance knocked them back. But then...
Andy then remembered that we'd taken out this insurance.
This insurance was a separate policy, an added insurance, a policy called title insurance. And this family bought their policy with company Stewart Title. Their website explains it clearly.
Title insurance is an inexpensive way to protect yourself against risks arising from non-compliant building work.
Phew, that was lucky, thought Emma and Andrew. That covers us.
It's supposed to cover you for non-approved building works which have been done by previous owners or previous builders.
Then they unearthed their old policy from the time that stipulates it in black and white.
Any portion of the existing structure does not comply with or was built or modified without building development approvals required by law.
Now, what of that pest and building report that nearly all of us get when we buy a property?
That only goes to the quality of the property. It doesn't provide council certificates or anything to that nature.
Greg Jemison is a property lawyer with Fisher Solicitors.
Any retaining wall that's over 600 millimetres requires a certificate from a structural engineer.
And the Spivey wall is certainly higher than 600 millimetres. And no one told them anything about certificates from structural engineers.
You can make as many searches as possible and not always discover everything.
So it wasn't picked up. But they had that title insurance to fall back on.
We then engaged a solicitor, we engaged a barrister, and they both said, yes, you should be covered by this.
But they've been battling Stewart Title for 2 years now.
They just deny it's just a circular thing now. We just go round in circles.
And the swamp in the backyard remains.
And he'd been made redundant not that long before that. So financially, we're in a situation that was looking pretty scary.
And they've been told the figure to clean up and repair is...
We've been given a ballpark figure of up to sort of 100 and 150,000.
So if the insurer doesn't pay up...
If we sell, the property will probably be worth well, it will be worth a lot less. It might be worth less than we paid for it.
And every day this goes on, they live in fear.
Whenever there's storms and stuff, we wonder what else is going to collapse, what more of a wall's going to come down. So it's just like living with it day to day. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem fair, does it? Stewart Title Insurance declined to comment on its policyholders or claims they've made, but did give general details of title insurance, which are on our homepage.